City Hunter is one of my all-time favorite classic anime from the 80s. I watch it again and again. It never gets old to me. It's one of those feel-good shows that when I'm tired or depressed I watch, and it always perks me up. It's also one of those shows I'm glad the anime stands on Twitter haven't discovered yet, because if they did, there are elements that make City Hunter what it is and the characters who they are that they would go absolutely nuts over and get the show pulled from Crunchyroll because, well, we all know Crunchyroll. So, given that, and the fact that Netflix is going to Netflix 99% of the time, I sat down with great trepidation to watch Netflix new live-action film adaptation of one of my favorite anime. How did it turn out? Well, I already tweeted that surprisingly good. I mean, the casting worked for the most part. I mean, there are a few things I would have changed, but I mean, for one, Sayeko, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've only ever watched this with subtitles. And I really have to hear names pronounced to get them right, as you might get if you're a long time. Should have been played way sexier. I'm not saying the actress who played her wasn't attractive, but she didn't play it the way it is in the anime or manga, where she's constantly using her sex appeal to manipulate Ryu. So that wasn't up to snuff there. She just seemed to be that same dull, semi-depressed authority figure, female authority figure that is in every live-action Japanese film these days. She always looks depressed, and I guess we're supposed to take the fact that she doesn't show any emotions to be self-confident, but it really just feels like Brie Larson. So that was really the weak point, but that could be fixed if there's ever a sequel, and they have her act and dress more like, the character she's supposed to be. Now, for the uninitiated, City Hunter is a strange little show, to say the least, in that it takes place in a dark and gritty film noir world that, yes, does earn its R rating that, it does deserve it. But it also is a lighthearted one because our main character, the titular City Hunter Ryu Saibo, it gets through this world by being really, really goofy. Also, what may shock some people in this day and age is that he is an insane womanizer. Like, he goes off the charts compared to any other character you've ever seen, even in anime. And his partner Kari doesn't really like it. Who, by the way, in the anime, she's best girl. Yeah, she's probably my favorite girl character in any anime ever. Kaori is yeah. And anytime somebody upsets her, it just always makes me feel really bad. She's kind of the heart of the franchise, which is why I was glad they mostly got her right. Now, in the original anime, between her and Ryu, there's will they, won't they thing that isn't present in this movie, but it feels more like that was left out because there simply wasn't time. If there is one criticism I'd have of this movie, it's that it tries to do Carrie's entire character arc from like the first 2 seasons of the show, which add up to well over 100 episodes, in a 90-minute movie. But it keeps moving in it, and while it feels a little rushed, I don't think anybody who isn't familiar with the show will notice. I think they'll just like these characters and get on with it. So, yeah. So Ryu is sort of this freelance private detective, and OP, I mean really overpowered, like martial artist, and the best shot with a gun ever. And he only gets better if somebody actually manages to make him mad. Most of the time he avoids killing people, but and he just wants them to learn a lesson and walk away. But if he gets mad, he gets even more OP than he already is. If you ever hear footsteps in the night playing, you know that it's gotten serious. Somebody's made him mad and it's activated his OP ability. It's like when you hear the Popeye theme in an old Popeye cartoon. You know Bluto is done for at that point. But somehow it manages to be entertaining and exciting despite how OP the hero is. Mainly by having villains who are also OP, but he is always the best shot. But he's always the best shot. And this movie, surprisingly, has some great martial arts in it. And it isn't just a bunch of member berries. There are like 1 or 2 call-outs, like the aforementioned footsteps in the night, which you can miss in one scene if you're not paying attention to the soundtrack. And it ends just like an episode of the first season of the show. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away because, I mean, I just want to say that this is another really good adaptation. This is up there with One Piece when it comes to adapting it and getting it right. And I wish Netflix would give us more of this instead of Full Metal Alchemist, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and, everything else they've butchered in the past. This is the sort of thing that they should be making, and I hope people watch it because, in the end, I ended up wishing that this was just, the opening movie to a full season of a show, because it felt every bit as entertaining as the show I remember, and it captured every part of the spirit. Everything was left intact. Yeah, pretty much. And here's the thing. I would love to see them do a sequel where we get live-action Uibozu. That was the one thing that was missing. No Uibozu! Which, I don't know, City Hunter without him just feels wrong. And where they could build on Ryu and Kari's relationship. And, yeah, the 2 leads have great chemistry. They really capture the feel of their anime counterparts. And I'm just going to say it, this may be my favorite adaptation of anime to live action. I know that's not a large category to go into, but you gotta watch this. If you like the idea of a film noir crossed with a goofy screwball comedy with lots of, and I mean lots of well done martial arts scenes and cool gunplay with great cinematography, I can't think of a reason not to watch this unless you're put off by the violence or Ryu Soba's overall character and his constantly hitting on women. But other than that, yeah, this is good. I don't know why Netflix soft dropped this so much. I mean, I just discovered it by chance scrolling through. They didn't really announce that this was coming. I didn't know this was coming. And this was a pleasant surprise and helped save an otherwise miserable weekend for me with my allergies. So, yeah. If you want something that stands up just as well as One Piece, and even if you're not a fan of the original show, you've never seen it, this is completely standalone. You don't need to see this to get what it is. And if you have, well, this is a great little celebration of the classic anime or manga that you love. So yeah, enjoy. I can't believe I'm posting so many positive reviews lately, but I'm actually finding some stuff to talk positively about. So yeah, thank you for listening and see you next time.